Tom's ad, we're going to make sure this is ready for commercial printing. So I've provided this package folder for you. When you open it up, you'll have these items in here. We're going to go ahead and go to the Acrobat folder or file. Take a look at this so far. In size, okay, in view. Now, at first glance, does it look okay? There are a few errors, and that's why you want to always do a press check, not a press check, a pre-press, and take a look at your file in detail. So let's go ahead and open up the InDesign file. The font here should come over automatically because it's a CC, it's in the Creative Cloud as far as the Adobe fonts. So that should come up automatically for you. This little phrase here, this text is outlined, so you don't have to worry about a font because it's no longer a font, it's just shapes. So you're good there. Let's take a look at a few things. Okay, so we're printing, right? Number one is, let's change the view here for a second. We'll go to view, screen mode, normal. All right, there's our document size and the way it was produced. Okay. All right, let's go number one. Let's go to the document setup and take a look what we've got. All right, number one, height and width. Is it the appropriate size? You'll probably have like a job ticket and the size is, set prior to production. So this is correct. It is a little odd, but it is correct. Margins are fine, not changing that. But the bleeds, we definitely need an 1/8 of an inch bleed because it is going to be on press, and once they print it, they're gonna go back and trim it. So 0.125 inches, and set that in here, hit OK. Now you can tell that the background is not set up to work with the bleeds, so we're going to click on the background element and make the graphic frame the size of the bleeds, and that fits very, very nice. One thing I can see right away is why is this paragraph not aligned as well as the other elements? Sometimes you could, accidentally click it and hit the button or something on the mouse, or and it could be an error, and it could be on purpose. So it depends on if you're producing it, what you probably did. So I'm just going to click on this thing, hold down the shift key, drag it over, and now that's in place. Okay, imagery. Let's take a look at images. And you know what? Before we go back and actually modify what we need to, let's go to the package command here and see what it looks like when there are errors. Let's go to File and we'll go to Package. And I've got a little marking here saying, hey, there's some errors in here. One thing, I've got one file is RGB, and I've got 4 process inks, which is correct, but I've got one spot. So I've got a spot ink issue and I've got a color space issue on one of the images. So I can keep that in mind of what's going on. I'll cancel. And please, before you start that, rename this with your name in it, your last name, first initial, so I can keep really good track when I'm opening the files, whose is whose. So first thing is do File and Save As, okay? Now we've got a color issue. Let's go take a look at this. Here's our swatches. Pulling this in here. So far so good. Colorful theme. This must be the new colors used. Yep, there's some reds that was used, and a tan. We've got one that's CMYK colors, one RGB, and one spot. So we're going to double click on and make sure nothing is selected. You don't want to modify anything. Just going into swatches, double click on the RGB file, and it's a process, which is correct, but we want to make it CMYK. All right, that one's fine. In this tan, we're not working with any spot colors. Actually, if this was like a high-end file, the Toms blue would probably be a spot color, okay? Because a logo needs to be the same color all the time. Imagine Coca-Cola or Pepsi, having their colors being different on different print jobs. That would look pretty awful. So make sure the branding is done. So that's an example of when a spot color would actually be used, but we're not doing it for this project, okay? But tan, let's go in here, double click it. It's RGB. Well, we don't want that. we want CMYK. But the biggest thing is going to be the color type. If I go to process and CMYK, either way, it makes it, it'll work out that, make sure it's a process color in CMYK. Clicking here, my icon's changed. Okay, so my color issue is done. I can put this away, and let's go to links. Take a look at what we've got for links. All right, Tom's logo. Clicking on here, and you may have to come up to the link information and you can kind of show you what you want in here. Thought you could do this. Information, panel options. You can come in here and choose what you want to show. As far as, do you want to show color space? Absolutely. Okay, etc. You can click them on and click them off. I'll cancel here. My Tom's logo is an RGB, or I'm sorry, a JPEG. Fine. CMYK. Status is good. Document is CMYK. PPI is 300. Perfect. Not an issue there. Tom's red. PSD, Photoshop document. It is RGB. Okay, that needs to be altered. And the PPI is good. So we're going to go and modify this. We're going to go, what are our options? We're not relinking. We're not relinking it. You can go to link if you want to. Update link. Edit original. You can also right click, edit original, or edit with, and we're going to go to Photoshop. You can also go to the Finder window, double click on the red shoes, open it that way, and modify it. So in here it's an RGB file, which is going to be incorrect for printing, right? So go to Image, Color Mode, CMYK Color. That's fine. Everything's great. I'm going to leave it as a PSD file. We're going to save it. File, save. And closing. Closing. Okay, now, oh, this came up automatically. Did you see it kind of jump in? It relinked it automatically. But if I do click it or click it here, I now have a Photoshop document that is CMYK status 300 PPI. This one is good. Make sure I'm deselecting everything. White background. White background is a JPEG, CMYK, but my PPI is low. So what in the world are we going to do with that one? Let's just double check the next one first before we go and modify this one. Woman in shoes. She is CMYK, 300, we're good. So our biggest issue here is this item back here. Now fortunately, if I go and edit, now do a right click and edit, I'm going to go to Photoshop just to make sure it opens that and not just a random file here. Okay, so this item, let me see, can I change the view on this and get rid of the extras? Okay, turn the extras off. This image is quite simple. It's in the background, jumping in. If I go to 100%, so I go to Command 1, it's going to be okay. This one, because it's not all that critical, you could modify this. Let's take a look. Color mode is good. Image size. Let's go to image size. This is going to be an issue. You're going to resample this one. Okay, so I'm going to hit resample. So if I change my resolution from 140 to 300, you can take a look at what's happening here. The image size is much larger, and Photoshop is guessing, putting twice as many dots in here to improve the resolution. Something you want to kind of stay away from, for sure. But I put this in here just to make sure you could see the difference and what issues you might come up with. Maybe it's an important, element, and every element really is. If we're looking at it 100%, pixel to pixel, you can kind of see that there is a little bit of fuzziness going in here. And for this type of thing, you know what? I can get away with this because it's my file. It's not like a big client file. Well, it is. It's Tom's. I'm sorry. But for this example, for smaller clients, I have been able to get away with doing this. Let's go to blur, Gaussian blur. It's already blurred a little bit, and if I give it a little bit of blur, I'm not going to go way up, right? It's going to take away all the detail. But if I do just a little bit, it's probably not going to matter too much for this thing. So I'm going to do a file save, closing it. And did it pop in automatically? This is now 300 ppi. Is it still the same size? No, it changed. Let's go back and we're going to do fitting. So object, fitting, fill frame proportionally. Let me undo that. Okay, it still came in the right size. The dimensions were fine. It was the pixelization that was pixels that were off. So this is something that can become really an important issue. When you create something from scratch, you want to make sure the quality of the images are top notch to start with, because you'd hate to be at this point in the game, the client has signed off on it, and you go through here and like, oh my gosh, this file can't be used. The quality of the print's not going to be great. And you don't want to print it and then apologize afterwards, because that's a lot of finances involved. You want to be upfront with everything. But this one we just changed just for the example of what can happen. And to be aware of quality matters at the start. Okay, so that was something we did find as an issue. Now we did fix, quote unquote, fix everything. All right, we've got everything that's CMYK and colors. Let's take a look at our package. We're not going to do it just yet. File package. Do we have any more errors? Okay, errors are gone on this place. This is good. So we've got no RGB, all four color process. We're good to go. One more thing that you never want to forget to do before you send a proof out for anything and a final, always run spell check. There is an error in here, and we'll go and run spelling, check spelling, and we have one word in here. We thought we knew the meaning of comfort, so it's not mining, it's meeting. So this is going to change to meaning, footbed. All right, is that correct? Is it not? Go back to Toms. You might want to see if it's on there. You might want to have to go back to the client to see what their proper term is. You don't want to change anything just to do it. Toms might say footbed is this way. So again, don't just assume and just do. Always communicate with your client and with your printer with any errors or questions that you might have. So I'm going to leave this as skip right now, and I would suggest you go to the client and then done and make sure everything is okay. Even though it was signed off, double check if you're not 100% sure. Okay? So anyhow, we've gone through the pre-press check. Everything looks fine. We're going to save it. And then again, this would have your name on it, right? And then we'll go to package and fonts. They're open type, so it's all through Creative Cloud. It's all good here. Links and images, everything is linked, so that's perfect. We've already checked for CMYK values, but they're here too. Colors and inks, everything else we don't check. We just check in the fonts and links to make sure everything's okay. We'll hit package. And of course you'd go through here. Let me see. Toms. We'll go to pre-press Toms. This is, let me put Becker, Julie, Toms add, check. We'll just check folder. Okay, checked. And make a new package folder. This is fine. All is good to go. I'm going to close this up. Okay, going back to my Finder, take a look what we've got here. And always remember, every time you package a file, you're going to get duplicates. So what do you do with these? These are the ones we don't want. What I do, and you can find your own way of doing things, and different, companies might have you do things differently. I'll make a new folder, and on my Toms old files, and I will drag these in here just to make sure I don't send the wrong folder, or say this is done and the client comes back, oh, we do have an error, I need to change this. You're going to the latest folder, the latest document. Okay, so this one's ready to go. All your links are now in. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? But it worked out. Okay. This link was not actually in the folder originally. Take a look at this. Toms with errors. Tom's logo was outside, but it was actually linked to it, so it did find it. But if you had to relink the file, it was there. Anyhow, here's my new updated pre-press checked, ready to go. The PDF that shows up in here, this one came up. I think this is because my presets are set up this way that I've got my crop marks in here. So this one should be okay. But I do ask you to open up your original one, and you could make it at the same time as you make the package folder. And let's go to File, Export, because sometimes the printer just wants a nice PDF, and that's it. And in that case, you can go to Tom's Add. We'll save it. Checked with your name, of course, Becker, Julie, or Jay, and I'm going to put it outside the folder. Keep it separate so we can see the difference. Adobe PDF Print. We're going to choose Press Quality. Now it's modified because it's already modified mine. Press Quality. Okay, pages just one, of course. You want to view it after exporting. Preserve. I like that it's checked. Okay, even in the PDF, so I can pull it back into, and I can modify it if I need to. Compression. I don't modify anything here. Marks and bleeds, crop marks only. Make sure this is checked. Okay. The rest we're not going to modify at all. Let this all go as defaults. Hit export. And again, you'll see the exact same thing that we just had. But make sure you do have a nice print ready PDF as well.